Michelle and this is Uncovered. Tonight we're at the Oxford Art Factory for the Three Things Hip Hop Approach. And Three Things is an initiative started by Oxfams Australia back in 2008. It was an initiative started to help us solve the world's problems. Problems like poverty, climate change, and even human rights. So tonight we have a collection of Australia's best rappers, beatboxers, VJs, graffiti artists, and they're all here to answer this simple question. What three things can they do to help change the world? We are with none other than the host of the Three Things Hip Hop Approach. We have here
Kween G
of the Killer Queens. Nice to see you again.
You too.
Very good. So you are hosting these events. There's some in Sydney and there's one in Melbourne too.
Yeah.
So what were your three ways that you can change the world?
Well, I had to have a good think about it, and I must say they're not. I want them to be realistic eventually, but I thought that one of the things that I would love to do to help change the world is change the system that the world is run by. And when I say system, I'm talking about the political system, the people who are running countries all over the world, whether it's Australia, whether it's America, whether it's UK, whether it's the Vatican, who will have a lot to do with running the world as well, and just get rid of the idea of ruling people, and have leaders. I think we're missing that, and if we really look at the people who are running our world, we need to get rid of the ruling class and get the leaders in.
That's right.
And lead the people.
Okay, cool. So how do you think hip hop can help be a leader in music and in Australia to help change our community?
In many ways. I think first of all, hip hop needs a bigger platform here. I think it's grown a lot. It has over the years.
Thanks to people like you.
And a lot of local artists all over the country have helped to get hip hop voices being heard. But at the same time, it's up to us to educate the people with our music and to use our skills and our talent in a useful way. So I think to promote the good stuff. I think that a lot of the hip hop that we do get on the mainstream they're talking about nothing. They're promoting violence, they're promoting sex, they're promoting bad stuff, like even almost devil worshipping kind of things. If you really look into some of the stuff that young people are being told to listen to. And one person had asked me, "Oh, hip hop gets a bad rap," and I'm like, it only gets a bad rap because the media outlets that are promoting the bad stuff. There's so much more. So much minimal musicians out there that are just on an underground level, and that if they were on a mainstream level, that people will wake up and listen to them. Dead Prez. I learn a lot from listening to Dead Prez, and so therefore, I'm happy to help spread that message, and I do that through radio as well. The tracks that I choose to play on radio have to be message based and conscious and get your
Yes, and that's why events like these are so important, because it shows that hip hop is not just about those superficial material things, it's about changing the world. So we have something in common. We share a homeland, Uganda. So do you plan or have you used your gift of music to help change people in Uganda as well?
I went there for the first time after coming here after 20 years last year. This time last year I was there, and I found that I had a connection immediately because I hadn't been there for so long. I didn't know what it was like. I didn't know what was going on in the music industry, and I found that hip hop is massive there. And I was able to record with some artists, but I also met a couple of guys that run an orphanage, and in their orphanage they conduct workshops, and there's this whole big freestyle fellowship going on with young people as young as 8 years old and older as well. So going there and kind of being exposed to that, for me it was just like perfect. It was like great. That means I didn't really miss out much because that's what I've been doing in Australia. So, and I also do that here. I go out to Tennant Creek, which is an Aboriginal community in Northern Territory, and I work with this group of young girls.
Oh, they must love you there.
Yeah, we just do like songwriting, we shoot videos, we just hang out, have fun, and they're all interested in being MCs and And for me, it's about getting them to be more confident, because this whole thing about being shame and stuff like that. So, and when I went there, I found that, you know, they're listening to this gangster rap and they want to talk about this gangster lyrics. And I'm like, hold on a second, you got this beautiful culture that you need to be heard. You know, we're living in Australia where the average Australian doesn't even know much about Aboriginal culture. So it's up to this generation of young people to continue that in language. I encourage them also to flow in their language and bring that into it, instead of just always, you know, using English, because English is not their first language. So the other two is to abolish money. You know, money, that piece of paper, money doesn't even exist. You know, I think people need to do research and find out where money came from and where it all started, and see that we don't need money in this world, and find out how people were living. You know, I think we need to get back into trading things, you know, and the way that will work is for my third point, which is one love. If we all, you know, became, you know, instead of segregating ourselves and being, you know, you're this kind of person, you know, whether it's your nationality, whether they're calling you a refugee or a migrant or an immigrant or whatever, we're all people. Exactly. And yeah, if we had one love amongst everyone, then we'll be able to, you know, live in unity.
Yeah, and hip hop does allow us to come together, because it doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter what colour, creed, race, whatever it is. If you enjoy the same music, you share a common goal and you know, a common mission. So you're right on.
That's some respect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One love. I'm sure you know who it is. Tuka from Fundamentals. How you going?
Hello. How you guys going?
Yeah, good, thanks. So yeah, you've come out tonight to support changing the world through 3 things approach to hip hop. So what are your 3 ways to change the world?
Mine are pretty simple. I haven't been going on about them too much. I'm sure people have a lot of valid stuff. Mine's be well, have fun, and enjoy.
Can you explain, please?
Well, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I think be well is the clincher. If you be well, maybe you can take that in any sense you want, in a macro sense or a micro sense. I suppose.
Do you mean with your body, your mind, your spirit? What do you mean by well?
Well, yeah, it's like a very holistic. When I say be well, it's a very holistic view to have over like more than humanity, over the whole planet. If the planet was well, I'm sure we wouldn't have as many problems as we do. Obviously, have fun. I don't want you to suffer. I want you to have fun. And enjoy, I suppose, is more like appreciate and be aware of the positive forces in your life.
Exactly. So how has hip-hop been a positive force in your life?
It pretty much...
it is your life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost, yeah. It's like, I suppose I got into it when I was about 15, and it would have been through a lot of avenues like gangster rap or a bit more like Americanized stuff. But once I started really listening to the lyrics and underlying messages of even the most heinous stuff, like it always has a message behind it, and it taught me to critically think about things. And that's what I think is one of the most important things for us to be able to do as humans at the moment, is to actually analyze and be analytical, and not necessarily in a negative way, but be critical of your environment in a holistic way.
So we can tell through your lyrics that you do like to think, and you do like to, you know, express a message through your music. So one particular song comes to mind, Tall Poppy, that you have on your latest album. Will Rap for Tuka?
Yeah.
So can you explain to me the meaning behind that one song?
Tall Poppy is about a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, some people fall into this habit or situation where they have everything in the world that they want, and they still want more. Tall Poppies is about not looking down or looking at what you have, but rather just being like continually being ignorant to forces in the world, and just to maybe serve your own you know, your own person. And I was kind of getting sick of that, and you can feel it in yourself in a way, like you might even have done that to someone in your life. And so it's a very reflecting song, and I suppose I wasn't trying to like rant at people or preach at people. There's a lot of questions in that song. I was just trying to like spread a bit of awareness about some stuff I felt.
You did. You did. So I want to know, some people out there want to know, Are you actually still a member of Fundamentals after this solo project? Is it a once-off, or are you going to keep going with the solo thing?
No, I'm definitely a member of Fundamentals. I suppose I've been in a lot of collaborative projects for the last like 6 or 7 years. Every now and then I'd approach a band or a project with a song, and it just didn't mold like properly, and so I just kind of got back catalogued. And after a while, I just looked at all these projects, and it was all pretty selfish material about me. Hence the reason I named it We'll Rap for Tucker. But and also at the same time as that project was coming together, a lot of people that I work with in Sydney, we're putting on. We're all thinking about gearing up about releases, so we all kind of collaboratively came together and started a label called Big Village. But don't get that misguided. That is like, it's a beautiful thing, but my main focus is a band called Fundamentals,
Okay.
and so yeah, no, definitely with them.
Collective sigh of relief.
Yeah.
No, but we do love your solo projects, and I know you've done work with youth before, and I can really feel from you that you're trying to have a holistic message, and you're trying to, be a positive inspiration to a lot of people, and you are. So thanks very
you.
much for that.
Thank you for having me, Uncovered.